Why do Shias cry so much? Lots of people say that, oh, we shouldn't cry so much, you cry too much. And other people might even say that actually it's against Islam to be mourning this much. Don't you Shias ever celebrate? You need to lighten up. Why do Shias cry so much? You see, the Shia believe that everything we do should be backed up by Quran and Hadith. Everything is Quran and Hadith. So let's take a look at the Quran and the Hadith and take a look at what it says. See, when we Shias are asked this question, we always go back to the story of Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam. The Quran narrates the story of Prophet Yusuf, who was a very beautiful man, and he was taken away by his corrupt brothers and put into a well. The man was still alive, yet his father Yaqub, he cries for. Now, we're supposed to take the prophets as examples. Now, of course, the greatest example of them all is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he says, may you cry more and laugh less. You can gather from this kind of stuff that the people who actually know what's going on, the people of wisdom, cry. Now, let's take Yaqub for example. His son did not die. He was thrown into a well and taken to Egypt, etc., etc. He didn't die yet. Yaqub alayhi salam cries for him to the extent that he goes blind. Now, how can we say after that it's not right for Muslims to cry? Another example to fight for this argument is the fact that the Holy Prophet ﷺ ordered the people of Medina to gather in the house of Hamza and cry for him after he passed away in the Battle of Uhud. Now, would the Holy Prophet have asked the people to cry for Hamza if it was not part of the religion? You see, the religion of Islam is not a religion that detracts from our natural instincts. Now, when somebody passes away, or we experience some sort of tragedy, we cry for it, we express grief for it. To try to suppress that, it's not human nature. Now, humans are both physical and spiritual. Islam caters for all our needs, including our emotional needs. And it teaches us how to harness our emotions in a positive way. If we cry for the sake of Allah, it can actually bring us closer to Allah. Chapter 5, verse 82 and 83 both discuss the Christians, and it praises the Christians for expressing their emotions. You still think it's bad to cry? People who suppress their emotions too much, they end up becoming depressed. That's right, depressed. A person builds up all this anguish and upsetness and sadness and sorrow, and they hold it in their hearts, and when they go to this majlis, they let it all out. They let the tears flow. It lets everything materialize in a way that is liked by Allah. Because you're shedding these tears, and these tears become sacred. Why? Because you're shedding them for a person who has given his life and struggled in the name of Allah, and you're remembering those struggles, and you're thinking to yourself, God, bring me closer to you through a struggle which is similar to the struggle of Imam Hussein or Imam Ali or Bibi Zainab alayhi salam. Now, what is majalis? Does it have religious origins, or what is it? Or is it something cultural? Actually, the word majalis in Arabic is mentioned in the Quran. And as far as my knowledge is, the first majlis was held by Bibi Zainab alayhi salam, who is the granddaughter of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This pious individual conducted this majlis in order to preserve the message of Imam Hussein. And his message was a message of struggling for the sake of Islam and giving everything you have for it. So why should we not shed tears for this? Is this not a noble cause? And if we do cry for this, will it not bring us closer to Allah? Think about it. If a person gives everything, including their life and their family's lives, and their honor, everything for the sake of Islam, should we not honor them? This man was a Muslim. Not only that, but he was the grandson of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alright, Mr. Shia man. Alright. But what's with the beating of the chest? Why'd you do it for? What? That ain't Islamic. That's like crazy like. Well, okay then. Let's discuss that. The beating of the chest. Does it have Islamic, religious origins, or is it something cultural? First of all, beating the chest, it's a way of expressing grief. Now in Karbala, the horses trampled on the body of Imam Hussein, this pure individual, this great man. They trampled on the chest of Imam Hussein. That's why when we beat our chest, we want to feel the same pain as that person who gave everything he has for the sake of freedom. Okay, so let's not get emotional about this. Let's analyze this from a purely scholarly outlook. Was this action done before Karbala? Let's have a look. Aisha bint Abu Bakr, the wife of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, the classical Sunni scholar Alama ibn Kafir narrates from Aisha that when the Holy Prophet ﷺ passed away, she said, I got up beating my chest and slapping my face along with other women.
No. Really?
Yeah. Furthermore, the Sunni scholar narrates, when Hazrat Umar heard of Nu'man ibn Muqrin's death, he beat his head and screamed, "Oh, what a pity that Nu'man died!" Furthermore, chapter 51 of the Holy Quran, verse 29. Look at what Sarah, Bibi Sarah, the wife of Ibrahim a.s. does. She slaps her face and she cries out in shock. These are people whose examples we're supposed to take. Now I understand if people will have a difference of opinion, but there is no denying that the Shia have a historical and factual basis for why they cry and mourn and why they carry out these ceremonies and majalis. You've seen loads of images and news stories of Shias cutting themselves and bloodletting. It's an extreme way of showing love and adoration for someone, for some people. There's nothing we can do about it. There is a man called Uwais al-Qarni who lived in Yemen, and he lived in the time of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. He had great admiration and love for this man, even though he never got to see him. Now that is dedication. At the time of the Battle of Uhud, when the Holy Prophet's teeth were smashed by an enemy of Islam, and Uwais al-Qarni heard of it, you know what Uwais did? He picked up a rock and he broke his own teeth. He was so hurt by it. He thought to himself, the Prophet is in pain and I'm here sitting comfortably? No way. Bang, bang, bang. Now you might not agree with it, but I'm showing you why they can justify what they're doing through historical evidence. Because when the Holy Prophet ﷺ was informed of this, he remained silent. In fact, his only comment on the matter was, I smell the fragrance of paradise.